There we are. Okay, let's go. Hey. So the first part of our talk today is regarding an event which is happening later on today. In fact, in mere minutes, not in hours. And I must pass on a message, and Mirabai, this does not refer to the person recently spoke about. After this talk, we'll have the healing list and we'll continue with our topic for a while. But to get the full amount of implication from this first part of the talk, you should put yourself in the scene and see what it would be like for you. So imagine you woke up this morning and you realize you have seen your last sunset. And then you see your last sunrise. You're fully aware that that is your last sunrise. You've heard the tweet of birds, not knowing whether you will hear another. You had your last dinner, but perhaps only a mouthful or two. It was what you wanted, yet you know it's not what you needed. And you order breakfast knowing you will never eat it, yet it lies by your side in case you want it. You've had the stream of people coming to see you, friends of old and new, those who have come to share a memory, make you laugh, and some that will make you cry. Those who have come offering forgiveness and asking for yours in return, while saying it does not matter. But you know it matters only to them, because you do not carry that burden anymore. And those bringing gifts that you know you will never open. Those coming with a tear in their eye. And those who profess a tear, knowing they will never shed it. Saying goodbye to your grandchildren. Just a day or so ago. Knowing that you did not get far enough into their lives. Yet your memory will always be with them. And you will honor your promise to be by their side in times of need. Would you have slept last night? Would you have just rolled, tossed and turned, looked for the sky, counting the stars, feeling an angel? You know your energy has changed and your one-way ticket is just about to expire. You're drawn together with your family, those mature enough to be at this time. All too often you have touched their skin and expressed the love and the beauty you feel for them. And yet nothing can totally prepare them for this time. But although you are ready, Your moment is near. There is the feeling of uncertainty until you look to the skies and you feel the certainty that is waiting for you. And you know all your beliefs were real. The faint touch, the breeze of spirit, the whispers of those that are waiting. You know this to be true, yet what you see looks true as well. You look to your children and you look into their eyes, wanting to take away all their grief and their pain. And knowing how hard you have tried to prepare. The preparation always feels inadequate. There are the cards and the flowers and the gifts and the assets which must be long gone by now. Do you remember your favorite things, yet realize they were not so important? You remember your grief and your mistakes, and now they are in perspective. Just events. Just a juggling that occurred many years ago, and you did what you thought was right. You look back over your life and you see all the things that took place, vowing to only remember those good things and to let go of all the rest. And the words which are spoken to you by your family, by those preparing you, by the energy that sits round you, all of it feels so truthful and loving, and yet there is a weight. Your time is measured in minutes now. Maybe just 5 or 10. And in that time, there are those which come and say, "Are you sure?" And there is part of you which is in doubt. Yet there is much of you which knows the path that must be taken. You have chosen the golden path, the path that you stand on, and you take a step along, only to turn around and to look one last time at the dream you have lived. So much of your life has been preparation for now. Preparation for yourself. And the last period of time has been preparation for others. And you must assure yourself you've done the best you possibly can. The body now feels like it is not you. and the energy around you begins to open and change, beginning to gently feel that there is an opening you must take. But it is where you place your attention. Do you look one more time on those near you? Or do you place your attention on the future, the opening and the seat you must take in your time to come? And as those steps become ever closer, you kiss the hand of those which must leave. You pull them closer for one more touch. And yet, after this, they step further away, not knowing how to confront what they must confront, not knowing your point of view and having your vision of the opening to the beauty, not being able to see with spiritual eyes which overtake yours now, not being able to see and to sense that indeed love is all that's important. And as love begins to surround itself into your energy around your body and beginning to sink deep behind the skin, to hold your heart and pull you slowly away. So as you look one last time into your family's eyes, and you prepare your eyes to close for eternity, there is not the pain of sadness that one may feel. There is not the regret. There is not the loss. Not anymore. All that was left behind will now be left, but what do you gain? And as you feel the gentle pulling, like an ivy that was stuck to the wall, gently letting go of its forever grip, too scared to let go and become its truth. As the ivy begins to let go, you let go of your own physicality. And you let go by surrendering the extremities first. What is occurring to your physical body now does not matter, as no soul will experience death. And no living mortal will ever be able to imagine death. But each will step away from one body or another over millennium. And as now you start to stand back, and the opening of a portal, it seems, of a light, of a blessing, the opening of eternal love cannot be resisted. And you look into love's embrace. And now your eyesight is firmly set. And you look into the light. And you begin your expansion, ever wider, ever taller. And in those first moments, your choices are made. Some clinging to the past, refusing to take the light right at that time. Most eyes firmly captured upon the prize of oneself. Do they look into the joy and the beauty that lays behind? And as the light, initially very blinding to the perception, softens and yet is more intense, the spiritual eyes now fully open and the physical eyes beginning to close. The spiritual eyes seeing colors that have never been seen, feeling peace that has never been experienced, feeling a beauty that is far more intoxicating than anything ever known before. And as this beauty washes over the physical self, the soul at this stage still has a choice to stay or to leave. But the captivation and the plan means in this case only one destination was certain. No other choice was offered. No other choice was requested. And the need to step along the way was taken. So as the body slows, even the sensation of touch now cannot be experienced. The eyes, the awareness, in the physical sense, seems to have stopped. But in the spiritual sense, it is enlivened once more. And as the light becomes so much more filling, then a preparation of family and friends arrive. And there is no longer any pain or sadness. Overtaken by the beauty that they are experiencing and the connection of loved ones once more. And as then the preparation becomes the journey, the ivy lets go of the wall. And what was once one becomes two, as one surrenders the body. And by now one is even forgotten about the body for a little while. as one now takes off that coat and it just falls from them. And one sees more truth. And finally, there is the dawning of the reality and the play. This is not a journey of end. This is but a doorway, leaving one doorway and coming home to the garden of truth. And as a few days ago, all of those relatives in the physical world came, now all of those relatives in the spiritual world welcome you. But you see them in their truth, as you saw those which visited you in their truth. Those who said one thing but meant another. Now, only the truth is possible. If it was reasonable, there would be tears of joy, not tears of sadness. Tears of welcoming, not of departure. Now there is the beauty of the eternal world. And you take your breath and you prepare and you wait. But not waiting with any destination in mind, but waiting for this full experience to be experienced. All of your beliefs are proven in these first moments. All of the preparedness is either successful or not. But that doesn't matter either. And it is not that your children are forgotten. That would not be possible. But you see them in a whole new light now. As you look and watch, to them looks like your final breath. To you, it is just the breaking of a cord, like the snapping of a piece of cotton that hangs from your shirt that must be broken away. Not thought of, it's just done. And you choose your beauty first. You choose your love, the bonding of the reality. And you remember that to your children, they wanted signs and messages. And you begin then, right then, the preparation for their message to come as they feel the leaving of you, even though you left just a little while before. And And you become the glorious, not the limited. You become the expansion and not the narrow. You become the unconditional rather than the restricted. And you feel you are nowhere and everywhere. And you know in your heart, there was never anything to worry about in the first place. You vow to return because you cannot leave those that you love. And you vow to share and to give and to console, but only based in the understanding that it was a play anyway. The light of your reason, of your spiritual intellect, knows the truth will always be freedom. And the openness that one can experience is the glimmer of the world behind the physical form. So I ask you all that is listening to this, does not matter if you are listening live or recorded, give celebration to the one that is currently transitioning for a life lived, a beauty unfolding, and the giving that always took place. You do not know the name of this person, as I withheld it. But hold the beauty in your heart just for a few moments. Although my words are a little advanced of the time and the process that was being taken. It will take place by the end of this talk, our session today. So we're going to progress to the healing list of names soon. And I want you to remember that all healing that is being given is a reminder of the truth of one's spiritual nature. The ones receiving healing and those giving the healing. You are not limited by the edge of your skin although that feels like that's the case. So, may I have the healing list of names now, please?
Yes. Baby Kai, Claudio, Eduardo, Nigel, Michelle, Ellie, and Tash, Charlotte, Darren, Evie, and Olivia, Matt and Laura and Molly, Max and Mike, Wendy Beck, Sharon, Bill, Noah, Laura, Lindsay, Kelly, Nicole, and Jody, Julie, Dylan, Kelly, Ross, Howard and Chris, Kathleen and Anne, Marissa, Hannah, Matt and Peta, Vera and Beth, Ton, Amanda Kay, Alex, Ross, Karen, Aiden, Abby, Susie, Rob, Eric, Cecil, Meg, Amanda L., Esther, Eric, David, Eric, George, Stephen, Matthew, Dolores, Don, Marianne, Jody, Erica, C. Megan, Mirabai, Duncan, Sam, Emily, Luke, Nick, Lauren, Julio, Julio Sr., John, Linda, Jeanette, Marty Youngman, Myra, Sydney, Brian Stern, Joanne Lerner, Wendy, and may all be happy. Thank you.
When one comes home, one is welcomed with love. Now, we said that there will be a series of talks of blocks and hindrances in the physical world that one experiences towards experiencing their true self. It is possible in your life to have the total understanding and comprehension of spirit. Now, of course, one thinks they know. One thinks one understands. And if you are truly verbalizing these words, either externally or perhaps internally, then the truth is you have a way to go yet. So as we take our first steps towards surrendering the egoic self, one of the very first things one must follow is the surrendering of what you think and what you know. Now, I want to give you a story. This is a story. It does not concern anyone either present or connected to the medium or to I, but it is a story of another. And if you are at any stage guiding or helping other people, you will come across this experience yourself. For some, it is greater or lesser, of course, when you are guiding and teaching. But this story is to explain and to show you the error that some people face. Now, there was a teacher in a far-off land, if you would like that. And one day, a certain student said to the teacher that he knew all that was there to be known. And he did not wish to stay with the teacher any longer, because each of the words he would have the wise answer, having been told the speeches many times. And when asked a question, he would give knowledge based on what he had learnt and read and heard. And the teacher one day said to him, "What do you think of this?" And of course, all the right words were spoken. And yet the teacher knew that the words were just learnt. They were not experienced. The student said he knew love, and yet he did not. So the teacher then is in a difficult position. How does he deal with an ego so spiritual? What occurs, and how should this be done? So there is a test that you can do for yourself. Do you just know the answer? Or are you truly connected to the truth? Have you just learned a nice speech? Or do you truly understand the depth? Do you just give love, or do you know unconditional love? So there is a test that you can do. And if you are a person practicing meditation, then you can do this rather easily. And that is, how long can you hold your attention on your deity or on your mantra? Can you hold it for just a few seconds? Can you hold that beauty in your mind for 10 seconds? Can you hold it for 30 seconds? Or the length of time you can hold your attention on what truly matters to you will determine how far down the path you are. And one would teach this student or teach another by saying, be open, surrender your mind, let go of what you think. Let your boundaries of mind ease, fall down for a while. And become expansive rather than tight and limited. Experience the wide and not the narrow. And one may practice this and say, well, I can do that for a while. It is not for a while that you need to do it. So when one truly comes into that depth of understanding, it is nothing like your belief. When one truly falls in love with one who you are meant to fall in love, it is not like any love that you have known before. And one can never dispute it. So to the gentleman in question, as I said, not known to anyone here, he was given the mission to see if he was ready, to see how many people he could love. Now, this may sound like a juvenile exercise, perhaps, or a romantic one. But this determines whether you know conditional or unconditional. He was also given a second exercise, and that was to write on a piece of paper the 5 things that had to take place to be the fullest expression of that pure love. The 5 things for the pure expression. Think yourself, what are your 5 things you would like so that you could be the purest expression of spirit? What 5 things would you need in your life for you to be that purity of love? Now, the gentleman in question actually wrote 7 or 8 things, but only on the 9th did he realize that nothing was in the way of the expression of love, unless he wished to put it there. And although the list was correct time, correct place, correct circumstance, all of those were fictional blocks to the expression of true love. Perhaps the expression of true love for you could also be a correct circumstance, the correct person, the correct time of life. What do you know, or think you know, that is holding you back from the expression of your truth? Now, it is only with awareness will you see that your words are limited or not the true expression. What is holding you back? Think of the person passing right now, this very moment. What's holding them back? Do you have to pass to my world to know what true love is? Well, for some, that would be true. But for many, if not most, when you find true love, no knowledge will explain it to you. When you find true spirit, your words cease to be clever. And you see just what you knew or thought you knew as a hindrance, not an expression of truth. Truth, of course, is always prevalent. One can try to dress it up in the way that one would like to see it. Doesn't matter to truth. But as soon as you try to cover it, to make it more beautiful, it is not what you truly want. So we could title this talk, Spirit, it is not what you know. Perhaps after my words, you understand that title. Explore love by the experience of loving, not by the textbook, the manual, the memory of something said once many times ago. So as our friend passing into spirit now sees the words were right and still lacking, when you find love, find spirit, all the words of the great poets are all correct, yet so far, far from the truth. So spirit is not what you know. Let go of what you know and work from the depth of what is true, not what is learned. And if you guide and help, assist or teach, only teach from the truth and not from the knowledge. The knowledge will come from the truth and not the other way around. So imagine your journey, if it was today, of letting go of family, friends, physical life. And also consider this, the journey of letting go of your ego. Still living in your physical world, but letting go of your ego. And the dawning of beauty will come to you. I wish you all well in discovering this. I ask you not to take my words, but to have the experience. And know love in its truth. Until next week. I have my visitor with me. God bless you.
God bless you, Ignatius. God bless everyone.
There you go. Yeah, enjoyed it. See you all later. Bye-bye.